Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of two live broadcasts. And we are roughly 24 hours and 30 minutes away from the start of my top earner winter retreat. And oh my God, with what's taking place in the network marketing industry today, they say timing is everything. So if you haven't registered for the retreat, you have about maybe 12 hours to do so. See, 5 recognized leaders from 5 established network marketing companies, including Viseo, Jeunesse, Isogenics, Monavi, and ACM, announced on Monday that they're launching a new company. The name of the company is called 3. And the names of more leaders from other companies will be forthcoming as they go public, announcing that they are jumping into this brand new opportunity. So if you're operating under the misconception that the people who get into a network marketing company early, at the beginning, are the ones who make the most money, it's a misconception, because it's not true. So the new company, 3, they launched their new website actually on Tuesday. Now, when leaders leave a company to join another company, they try to bring as many leaders and team members from their old company with them to the new company. And in many cases, this is how you become a top earner faster. You bring leaders from other companies into your business. Now, to be honest with you, when I was building a network marketing business, I went from 350 people to 7,000 people in 18 months. By bringing leaders from other companies into our business. And during the retreat, we're going to give you details on how I did it. You see, network marketers are in the center of a perpetual storm of opportunity, because every month, 200 companies close, fail to launch, merge with other companies, or make unpopular changes that drive their leaders and teams to other companies. And every month, 300 new companies are launched. And according to the Direct Sales Association, 93% of them will fail within 5 years and drive their leaders and teams to other companies. Now, Kim Wei was the top earning network marketer with Jeunesse. She was making $1 million a month. But she resigned last year. Why? Because Jeunesse had all kinds of trouble, all kinds of problems. And she joined forces with other successful leaders from the company with the goal of creating a new company. In the fall retreat last year, we talked about a number of companies to keep our eye on because they were all experiencing financial difficulty. Jeunesse was one of them. And sure enough, in June, they were sold to another company, LaCour. And LaCour buys up network marketing companies. And when they do, things are going to change in Jeunesse. During the announcement, she said that they were opening in 14 countries simultaneously. Now, to open up, for a new company to open up in a country, there's all kinds of paperwork they have to go through to get approved. And it can take months. So how does a company get started right out of the gate, being able to do business in 14 global markets? The answer is simple. They pick up a company that is already doing business in those countries. And in this case, Mona Viseo was already licensed to do business in these countries. Now, during one of her videos where she's talking about the compensation plan, in small print at the bottom, it said, Kim Wei shows the power of our new pay plan. This is not the final pay plan. And startup network marketing companies are notorious, or maybe infamous, for changing the deal, because the bookkeepers, the accountants come in and they say, oh, whoa, 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 90 days into it, they go, oh my God, we can't continue to do this. We can't afford to do this. So I want to talk about Dallin Larson, because Dallin is playing a major role in this whole process. He was a new skin distributor, great speaker, great trainer, and he was hired by USANA as their VP of marketing. So now he's learning the inside of the business. And you see, that's what happens. People start making a lot of money, and then they wake up one day and they say, you know what? I can run this company. I could do this better than the people that are running it. So they get the idea that, you know what, we can start our own business. But just because you're a great marketer, just because you know how to put on events and you know how to train, does not mean you know how to run a company. Well, he left to start Monovate with 6 investors in 2006, and he stayed with them to 2014. This information was all verifiable on the internet. And in 2010, Mona V borrowed $182 million. In 2014, they had all kinds of organizational and financial difficulties. So he brought in some additional investors, relinquished overall control of the company, took a back seat. And in 2015, the note was purchased by Jeunesse, and the companies merged. This is something that goes on in the industry all the time. And when that happened, a lot of people blamed Dallin. So when Dallin started Viseo in 2017, he had a lot of friends, he had a lot of leaders. He attracted unhappy network marketers from other companies. Got off to a big start. First year, second year, third year. Many of my friends who were in Isogenics jumped into Viseo. Isogenics had their own problems. And on Monday, he shut down Viseo and transferred its operational facilities to the new company. So that's how this new company, 3, is able to open up in all those countries. All the employees of Viseo are now working for 3. The Viseo distributors are still getting paid. They're not missing anything as far as their operation, but there's going to be upcoming changes. George Ruiz is a very good friend. He's been a leader and $1 million earner in 4 companies. First time we worked together, actually, I didn't know who George was. You know, every year we sell hundreds of thousands of digital courses. I think last year we sold over 280,000 courses. And I never get to meet or interact with the people that buy them. They go off, they apply it, and they have outrageous success. The only chance I get to meet the people or to hear from them is when they join one of my monthly boot camps or become a coaching student. And it's interesting now that coaching students from 2011, 2012, or 13, they're all coming back because everybody's hearing about what's taking place on LinkedIn. And in a moment, I'm going to log into some accounts and I'm going to demonstrate why, if you're not on LinkedIn, you need to be there. So his first company was VACTA. He was in it for 2 years. The company went bankrupt. So he joins USANA. First year, he became a top earner. Why? Because he brought the people from USANA, from VAXA, over to USANA. He was lured away by Jimmy Smith, who had gone to Isogenics. And after 36 attempts by Jimmy to get George to look at Isogenics, 36 attempts, he joined USANA. I'm sorry, he joined Isogenics. He was with them for 13 years. 3 years ago, he left Isogenics. And he knew Dallin Lawson. They'd been friends for years. So he joined Viseo. And it took him 2 years to become a diamond. He had some legal issues that he had to deal with. And now, after reaching the diamond level in Viseo, well, Viseo is shutting down. So George is tasked with the task of getting as many of his Viseo leaders and Viseo team members to jump in and join 3. Some will, some won't. So what this means is during our 3-day top earner retreat, we're not only going to dive into what's taking place right now and give you the latest tactics to connecting with unhappy network marketers and bring them into your business. I'm currently working with many of the leaders and top earners and their teams in over 100 companies. Many of my students started where you are today and became the top earners and leaders in their companies thanks to social networks like Facebook and LinkedIn. Many did it faster by bringing top earners and their teams from other companies into their business. Now, let me jump over here. And one of the first things I want to show you, if we jump over to LinkedIn, Jacqueline, I love the post. Now, Jacqueline did it 21 minutes ago, and she has adjusted her settings so that everybody sees she's online, even if she isn't. She could be out shopping, but she's logged into LinkedIn and everybody thinks she's there. Now, for those of you that understand the power of posting, when your team members post, you support your team members by coming down here and liking what they post. Not like, love it. And this is the same for Facebook. The more loves you get, the more visibility your post is going to have. So encourage your team members. Let them know that when you post something, they should love it. And when your team members post something, you should love what they do. Now, what I wanted to show you is a brand new feature of LinkedIn. It's right here. It's called Celebrations. Celebrations. It highlights people that you're listed with that are changing jobs. It highlights birthdays. And it highlights work anniversaries. Most of you should have it. Many of you won't. So before I jump over into another account, what was the link for boot camp? SmaxLineRadio.com/boot camp. Use the promo code Big Deal, reduces the price. And as soon as you register for boot camp, even though it starts on March the 9th, you're going to have access to the recordings of the February boot camp. So you can get started right away. So Jackie has been a coaching student for years. Bill, I will definitely look at this morning. And Matt, I'm glad to see you. We're going to jump into your account. I know we got a coaching session later today. So first, let me unmute Jackie.
Thanks, Max.
Good morning, Jackie. So you want me to, let's first take a look here. And you're just getting started over here, which is the reason that you don't have that new feature yet.
Okay.
You'll get it when the number of connections you have approach 500.
Okay.
They're rolling it out to what they consider to be more active users. You're new.
Yeah. I got a deal on the Navigator. So I signed up for that yesterday.
Okay, good. What kind of a deal did they offer you?
59, like half price for 2 months.
Yep. So for all of you that are boot camp students, you use it for 30 days, beat it up. And then when the time comes to renew, cancel it. Don't renew it. And they will come back. I told you they would, and offer you the deal. They don't want to lose you. They want you to get a real good taste. So they'll offer you 2 months for half price, which is a good deal. So let's see, you got two conversations. One is with Tom.
Yeah.
And one is with Igor. So let's come up here.
Tom is the HR guy.
Now, I also want you to notice that LinkedIn has a new way to filter your mail. You don't have it yet because you're relatively new. Well, here's Igor. So let's look at Igor. And here's Tom.
So I've already congratulated him on his post.
Right. So you're talking to somebody. You always go back and look at the profile, because the contents of the profile is going to give you insight into how the conversation is going to go. So we scroll down, you can see so he attended some kind of an event. Get hired fast, supercharge your career, earn more. And so we come down here. So he announced less than 20, I've started an independent HR management consulting firm. Okay, the question always comes down to, well, why? What kind of experience does he have? So if we come down and we look at his resume, he just started this in February. Now, you want to be talking to people that clearly have a need. In other words, your goal for the month of February is to sign up at least 5 people. And he's not going to be one of them because he just started a new business. Now, if we look at the rest of his resume, so he worked for Bed Bath & Beyond for almost 2 years in HR. Before that, he worked for Sephora for almost 7 years. And before that, he was in human resources, retail for almost 6 years. So his background, his history going all the way back to 2005 is human resources. And prior to that, let's take a look at all the other things he's done. So you want to talk about the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is what? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results.
Right.
So here you got a guy who started out as an intern working for Coca-Cola. And then his first job after that was human resources manager for Best Buy. And after 3.5 years, he became their customer service manager. And then he moved up and became the regional human resources manager. And he did that for almost 3 years. So an interesting question when you're talking to somebody might be, so Tom, why did you leave Best Buy after 8 years? What? Was it an organizational thing? Was it a reduction in staff?
Oh, I did ask him that.
Okay,
My
well,
problem is I haven't been asking the questions in the right sequence.
right.
I did
Okay.
ask him that, and he said he was laid off.
Right. Okay. So he's laid off. So he was laid off from Best Buy and he finds another job.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was referring to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know about Best Buy.
Right. So he leaves here. He goes over to the Gap. And now he's the director of HR. Okay. And then after 5 years, he leaves the Gap because retail businesses have turnover. They bring people in. So here, now he was the VP of HR for Sephora. Led a team of 24 professionals across 5 states. Now, you look at this and you say to yourself, well, here's a guy that has large circles of influence. He knows a lot of people. He worked with a lot of people. So you might think that this would be a great guy to bring into your business because he knows all these people that may have finally burned out from retail. The 800 gorilla in the room is you don't know what kind of a manager he was.
Mm.
Okay, in 2019, First Fitness laid off in one day 60 regional managers. The gyms were being shut down. And one regional manager that jumped into network marketing couldn't get one person that was under him to look at anything because they all hated him. Okay. You got, people will follow people they love and people they respect, people that support them. And there's some people in management that, hey, man, they're by the book, by the numbers, you do it. You stay with us, you don't do it, we terminate you. So here, Sephora. And then he goes to work for Bed Bath & Beyond. And we know that in September, Bed Bath & Beyond announced we're going into bankruptcy. And now in February, they're starting to implement those plans. But they let him go in September. So here he is, September, October, November, December, January, February. He's out looking for work. And jobs are not that easy to find because retail stores across the board are letting people go. So he starts his own business. Now, while he's starting his own business, and that's going to take some time. So we want to think ahead as to where we'd like to see this conversation go. So a natural part of the conversation would be, you know, many people with experience in upper management, in retail, who finally realize that, you know, you work for you work for a place, you build up the business, you help them build up their organization, you help them create teams. Okay. And then what happens? They let you go. Your teams are still there. So for the last, how long has he been doing this? So for the last 23 years, you've been helping companies build teams so that they can be very successful. And then they throw you out the door. They bring somebody else in, probably. And when they bring somebody else in, they're going to pay you less. They're going to pay them less. You're looking to match the salary. So if we come up here, so you work for Bed Bath & Beyond for less than 2 years. An interesting conversation could be, well, you were at Sephora for almost 7 years. So just as a matter of discussion, I'm curious, when why'd you leave Sephora? All right. And then when you took the job at Bed Bath & Beyond, how did what they pay you compare to what you were making at Sephora? I guarantee it's going to be less. All right. So these are conversations you want to have with somebody as one professional to another, because ultimately where you'd like to go with this is, look, while you are getting your business off the ground, a lot of people will launch a network marketing company to generate income to support their growing business. The challenge you're going to have with him is he's looking to make big bucks. And he's going to pour all of his energy, and he should, into getting that business off the ground. So he's not going to have time to devote to get your business.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So realistically, if we come back, you have to, the sooner you can recognize that.
Yeah. It was yesterday that he announced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's entrepreneurial. Now, so he comes back. I'm actually dabbling in starting my own consulting business. What about you? Where are you in your career? So this is a perfect opportunity to come back and say, we know what we're going to say. When someone asks you, what do you do? What's your answer?
I've been a teacher for 8 years and I have a fast growing internet business.
Right. So if we wanted to elaborate on that, I've been a teacher for 8 years. And frankly, like most teachers, I'm burning out. So I started an internet business that's going to enable me to retire at the end of the year. That is going to create curiosity on his part. Really, what kind of a business? That'd open up the door for you to show him your business. But again, your and again, it depends. He just started it. So if you can show him how he can make, Tom, listen, you're going out and you're trying to sell your services. So who are you marketing to? Who are, human resource executives and business partners? Who's your target market? Who are you going to market your services to? Man, Tom, there's a lot of competition out there. Okay. And then the natural part of the conversation would be, Tom, what experience in all the time that you've been in human resources? Most of the people that I meet in human resources that have been in the business or in that industry for as long as you've been have all gotten involved with a network marketing company to generate side income. Why? Because after helping companies for years build teams, and then after they built the team that is making the companies rich, they're discarded. So they join or jump into a network marketing company so they can start building their own team. And one of the things that you could look at, we come over to the retreat and go to the scripts book. We have a textbook example of a conversation. So what do you say? We've got the scripts and the introduction, then we've got texting, we have the actual scripts, and then we have case studies. So what do you say when somebody says, I've been approached by many people? This is an actual conversation that took place between one of my coaching students who did everything perfectly. And then she brings up, what do you know about network marketing? I said, I've been approached by many people, everything from makeup to CBD oil. What is it you offer? I'm not opposed to hearing about it. Let me know. Maybe it's something I could apply, enjoy. And so the script we used here, and you got to modify it. I wrote to I'm not surprised that other people are approaching you. LOL, laughing out loud. With your proven track record of working with people, helping them become passionate about their work and building teams, you'd be very successful in any network marketing company you work with. And you hit the nail on the head with your comment about being passionate about the products, because that's the key to being successful in this kind of business. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, there are thousands of companies out there with all kinds of products and services. I'm working with a company called Isogenics. And I was initially a customer of their products. And as a result, I lost 40 pounds, increased my stamina for working out, and have never been healthier. As a result of my experience with the products, this is where you're telling your story. I naturally got excited about the income opportunity that comes with building a team of motivated and ambitious people who want an unlimited opportunity to earn as much money as they want. Project launch. I'm launching a project to work with 3 people that have your level of team building experience and help them go to the top of the company fast. And I'd be delighted to share the details of how we would be working together to make it happen for you. Then we sent the image. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. And this was the clincher. Perhaps this is the time in your life to stop making, and in this case, he was working for 2 mobile carriers, to stop making the mobile carriers who work for Rich. It could be the retail chains, and start building your own team of motivated entrepreneurs and help all of them become rich, building their own business. And I'm confident that you'd enjoy working with me. So that's where you'd like to go with Tom. So what you do is you give them that stuff about launching your own business. And then we want to ask them a question. So congratulations. How does he expect to get clients for his new business? We want to focus on him. We want to focus on his business activity. All right, now let's come back over here. And the other one was, you said, was Tom?
Igor. IG. Yeah. Thanks very much.
IGOR?
Yeah. It's Igor. He's Russian.
Okay.
I asked him that question twice.
Now,
And
go ahead. So what happened?
I asked him that question twice and he took him a week to answer.
Well,
First time he ignored me. Second time it took him a week. I just wait.
yep. Okay, so you're talking to somebody who is open to work. He is the chief information officer. And he owned a company for 3 years. System administrator. So one of the first questions, looking for opportunities in Canada.
He has a visa. And my company is newly into Russia in January.
Okay.
And again, I'm out of sequence. So I'm learning that lesson.
Okay. Okay, you reached out to him. He accepted. So after relocation, I'm looking for a job in the IT sphere. So the natural question you want to ask is, where did you relocate from? And why did you relocate?
Yeah, no question. Didn't know what to do.
Well, again, we always want to end with a question. He gave the opportunity right here. Looking for a job after relocation. You want to ask easy questions. Where did you relocate from? And he may, if he says that here in his profile, so why did you relocate?
So he
Now,
does go on to tell me those answers.
okay, but ask yourself this question. If he's okay, so if he relocated from Russia to Canada, he's going to know a lot of people in Russia. So I get that.
Right.
See, you don't need to summarize.
Okay.
I see you built a large professional IT company and you just came to Canada. Yes. And he's sitting there going, well, congratulations, you can read. Okay, so there's no reason to do this. You could just say, welcome to Canada. You have a pretty impressive resume.
Okay.
That's why you're paying him a compliment instead of regurgitating what's on his profile.
Okay.
Okay, so what prompted you to get into IT?
Very interesting.
Okay.
Not happy with Russia.
Right. Good question. Or a better question would have been, what have you been doing for work since you got here? Because you don't know that he's not working. Okay, still have savings plus getting out of the comfort zone. See, what we're doing is we're talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
We want to pay him a compliment. Man, I take my hat off you. You know, IT, you know.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, you know. So
It's too late. I couldn't.
well, yeah, okay. So listen, if you're tired, now this was going back and forth. Well, almost.
Every day.
Okay. So you send him a message, go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer.
Right. I'm learning that.
Okay.
A little bit. I'm a little embarrassed, but oh well.
No. Listen, the last time we worked together, you smoked the product.
Well, I'm hoping to get back there.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again. I mean, that was Facebook. This is a better
Mm-hmm.
database. And you're learning the steps. Okay. So now, so you're reaching out to him, a long time no talk. This was on. See, you don't have to do that. You know, you could just say, hey, it's been a while since, well, a long time no talk. How are you? That's irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay. How is your search
Right.
for a job? How's
Right.
the job going? So here, before you know how the search for the job is going, hey, have you ever thought about doing anything else? Okay. So this is a manipulative question. You are
Yeah.
changing the subject.
Okay.
So I heard something about network. I'm sure he has. I'm sure this guy's getting 50 to 100 messages from network marketers and other companies.
Hmm.
Now, but I studied it many years ago. Now, as someone in IT, he's thinking of marketing. He's thinking about networks, computer networks. What you always need to do is, when I use the expression network marketing, I'm referring to companies like Amway, like News. You're talking to a woman, they'd recognize Mary Kay or Avon. Men will recognize it too.
So that it took him a week. I didn't think he was going to write back because I really messed that up. But anyway, he did.
Well, yeah, right. So he got this off the internet. You could go in and you could say network marketing.
But I asked him how he felt about it, and he didn't answer that.
Well, because he didn't know what you were talking about.
Okay.
People will answer you when they want to.
Okay.
We want to ask easy questions. So the last time, this was what, Wednesday? Last couple of days ago?
Yesterday.
Okay. Okay, so then basically. Okay, so you can acknowledge this. You can say that's a general description of network marketing. When I use the term network marketing, I'm referring to companies like Avon, Mary Kay, blah, blah, blah. And the question that you really want to ask them is, and I don't think we saw that, is how long have you been looking for work and how's the job search going? Now, let me log out of your account because I've only got a couple of minutes and I need to jump into
Thank you.
coming along. You're getting it. All right, let me unmute Bill.
Yeah, hi, Max. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning. Okay, so Bill has the beta feature because he's got over 1,100 connections. So who answered us from the other day?
It's Dr. S. Kroll right there.
Now,
So we asked her about what company she's working with in network marketing.
so again, we're having a conversation. She says, I'll bet you could turn out a book with all that experience, because that's what she does. She helps people write books. So we came back and we said, I could probably turn out 5 books with all of my experience of working with people in swine. I'm not sure how many people would be interested in it. Now, here we go. This is the way we transition, because there's no need here. And on her profile, she says she's also a lifestyle coach. So most of the lifestyle coaching professionals that I met on LinkedIn, all are generating an additional income stream working with a network marketing company. What companies are you working with? So she says, between owning a real estate school, mostly retiring out of functional medicine, and being an author and owning a publishing services company and doing publishing full time, I'm not over it. I am a bit overtaxed. Okay. And then she says, well, how about you? So this is where, see, she never asked you, what do you do? So this is going to be the first opportunity that you have. Okay.
Well, I thought since she asked me that question, that maybe she's fishing for me for something to be associated with whatever she's doing.
Oh, for sure. For sure. She said, said, I'm a bit overtaxed. Well, how about you? Then, instead of waiting for the answer, she's moving to her close. That said, maybe 1 or 2 of those could really be useful to the industry. Maybe a 3-part swine series if you're looking to be an authority. It's also a super way to take a lifetime career and put your mark on it. All right. So instead, what we're going to do, so how about you? Now, when people ask you what you do, we have a response. And so let's find when people ask you what you do, just have to go up here a little ways. Now, these are all examples. This is what I do with my coaching students. Is, let's see, I give you the words. So we're going to come up here a bit. Here you go, right here. So this takes us through the whole process. So now we're going to come back over here. And that's a very idea. As for me, but for all intents and purposes, you're done with her.
Yeah, I would say that too. Yep.
Now, now we could come back and say, is that a question?
Did you mention anything about residual income in this these statements here? Or maybe that's not in.
So might play this full too. So now we can say here, He's done with her. I don't have time to get to the other one. I got to jump on a coaching session, but we could come back at 4 and do the other one.
Okay. Sounds great, Max. Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, as for the rest of you, Bunny, we can look at you at 4 too. I had one question in the chat. So somebody is telling you my company laid off 60 of the company, including me. Okay, number one, you shouldn't be talking about you. I'm glad I'm out. I like making my own money. Not necessary. How long have you been out of work? Oh, this is what you said. So she's still on the payroll till March. All right, we'll be back at 4 o'clock. Folks, if you're not talking to 5 or 10 people about your business every day, you could be.